RESNA is written an assistive technology for air travel standard. And the idea is that this addresses all the issues related to mobility devices and travel. It has requirements for non-spillable batteries. There has to be non-tool access to the battery to inspect them. For wheelchairs with power add-on, those batteries have to be removable for storage in the aircraft because those are lithium-ion batteries. Some different examples of these devices where the batteries can come out. And then there's a symbol to indicate the mass of the chair so the handlers know how they're going to handle it. There has to be a power isolation switch. This shows a power isolation switch on one wheelchair on the front where you can turn the power on and off. The components of the chair have to be removable. The joystick assembly has to be removable so that it is not damaged. And the air carriers want to carry all these pieces on board the aircraft. The back support comes off on this chair. And then the height of the mobility device has to reduce to 33 inches. And we have in the standard all of the aircraft data so that to show how the wheelchair is going to actually go up in an upright position and be able to be stored in that aircraft in an upright position. So whether the wheelchair tilts or reclines, it has to reduce to 33 inches. In this case, the wheelchair back support completely folds forward after the back removes. So that allows the chair to go on in an upright position. The drive disengagement mechanism has to be readily available with symbols to show how you disengage those motors to push the chair to the elevator to get it down to the tarmac. And then the lifting points have to be indicated on the chair to show where that chair can be safely lifted so that it can be lifted into the aircraft. Here you can see the 4 handlers lifting it up. And then here there's a lift being used to lift it. And here's a chair with the 4 points illustrated. Then the wheelchair has to have either a transit option or it has to have locations where attachment points can be made. This is with the WC19 option, and this is with slings being attached to the chair. So the air carriers may have their own slings that would be attached, or there might be slings that the passenger has already for their chair that could be used. And then there's an air travel configuration card that shows how the chair would be configured for travel. And just zipping through here real quickly, the passenger's name, their weight, the travel configuration instructions, what it looks like in its driving and travel configuration, how to do that. On the back side of the card are the battery disengage isolation switch, the disengagement levers, the lifting points, the attachment points for securement. So these travel information cards, we're making the templates for those available. So this is one for a scooter, and then finally a travel information card for a manual chair showing the handlers how that chair should be configured for air travel so that it does not get damaged. We're actually recommending that passengers create air travel configuration cards for their existing wheelchairs that will show how that chair should be configured for the manual chair, and do that for existing devices. So again, the issues, top to bottom, the narrow aircraft aisle, if those aisles could be widened, a lot more people could get into the aisle safely, potentially in their own wheelchairs without the main wheels on, down to the seat to board, the lavatories, the steep jetway slopes, the damage to the mobility devices. And that standard has been published now, so it is now available from RESNA. And the transfer methods being handled with better transfer devices, better boarding devices, taking on board your wheelchair cushion that you can sit on to have lower sitting pressures.